Primary 5, Second Term, English Language, Unit 10, Birds' Wings. Objectives of the lesson. At the end of this lesson, students will be able to gather information about birds, practice and improve their language skills, define what an antonym is and recognize different antonyms, add extra information in a sentence, identify the difference between possessive pronouns and possessive adjectives, how to write a bibliography. Okay children, now turn page number 78 in your textbook. Unit 10, Birds' Wings. Here you are given 3 extracts from 3 different books about birds. Now you are going to study 3 extracts about birds. Let's look at the first extract. From How Birds Fly. A bird's wing is a very complicated arm made up of bones covered with a layer of feathers. The basic structure of all birds' wings is the same. The shape and size varies depending on the way each type of bird lives, feeds, and flies. The wings need to be strong enough to support the bird's weight in flight. The feathers have to be self-smoothing and tough enough to cope with knocks and bumps. They have to be renewable so that if one is lost, it can be replaced. This extract is taken from the book How Birds Fly by Harry Span. As given in this passage, a bird is having an arm made up of bones. Bones are also covered with a layer of feathers. Here you are given a picture. You can see how a bird's wings is made there. So that's why we say a bird has a very complicated arm. So it is same with the other birds too. But their shape and size are different from one bird to another. It depends on the way each bird lives, feeds, and flies. Bird feathers should be flat, smooth, and tough enough to manage with knocks and bumps when they are flying. Their feathers are able to grow again, so in case if one feather is lost, it can be replaced. So from this extract, we learned how birds fly and how their wings are made. Let's move on to the second extract. This extract is taken from the book The World of Birds by Rosemary Burke. From the World of Birds. The bodies of birds are specially built to be of minimum weight. They have a skull that is the lightest of all creatures. Their bones are hollow yet strong, and they have no teeth or heavy jaws. However, they have a large, immensely strong heart and very powerful chest muscles that account for half their total body weight. As given in the passage, birds' bodies are built with minimum weight. So, birds have a light body weight. The bird's skull is the lightest one among all animal creatures. They have very strong and hollow bones. Birds do not have teeth or big jaws, but they have a large and very strong heart. And also, their chest muscles are very powerful and they cover half of their total body weight. So, this extract gives us information about the structure of birds' bodies. Let's move on to the next extract given in page 79. This extract is taken from the book A Bird Watcher's Guide by Sam Tiller. From A Bird Watcher's Guide. How a bird flies and the shape and size of its wings can help you to identify it. Some birds fly quite slowly, whereas others have to fly very quickly, like the peregrine falcon. This bird can reach speeds of nearly 300 kilometers per hour as it pursues its prey. Within brackets, that's about the speed of the fastest express train. As given in the passage, you can identify birds by observing them, how they fly, and the shape and size of their wings. Some birds are flying very slowly, but there are some other birds who fly very quickly. As an example, peregrine falcon is a bird who flies very quickly. This bird is having a speed of nearly 300 kilometers per hour when it is following to catch its prey. Actually, that is the speed of the fastest express train. So, this bird can be considered as the world's fastest bird of prey. Let's read the next paragraph. Long wings are best for gliding. Most gulls have long, narrow wings and can glide for hundreds of kilometers. This albatross glides so well it can even sleep while flying. As given in the passage, when the birds are moving smoothly, their long wings are very helpful for them. Have you seen gulls? Yes, that is a type of a bird who has long and narrow wings. And also, it can glide for hundreds of kilometers. Look at this picture. It is a bird called albatross. This albatross is a very special bird. It can glide very well and it can even sleep while it is flying. Now we are at the third paragraph. Short wings allow a bird to twist and turn quickly. Woodland and garden birds like sparrows, starlings, and this kingfisher have short wings because they need to rapidly change direction as they fly among the boughs of trees. Do you know when the birds have short wings, they help them to turn and twist quickly while they are flying? Here you are given some examples for the birds who have short wings. They are sparrows, starlings, and kingfishers. They all are birds who live in woodlands and gardens. So, when they fly here and there in the woodlands and gardens, and when they fly among the boughs of trees, they can quickly change their direction by using their short wings. Let's move on to the last paragraph of this extract. This eagle, like many other birds of prey, has a broad, large wings for soaring high above the ground. It makes use of thermals, currents of warm air, to lift it high into the sky, and then it scans the ground below for its prey. Do you know who are birds of prey? Yes, birds of prey are birds that hunt animals for food. Eagle is a good example for birds of prey. Eagles are having broad and large wings to fly high above the ground. By using currents of warm air, which are called thermals, eagles fly high into the sky and then look at the land below for its prey. So, these large wings are very useful for them to fly up in the sky. You can see an eagle in the picture given. So, this whole extract gives us information about the different types of birds' wings. Let's see, what do you mean by these words? The first word is varies. What does it mean? It means is different. The second word, renewable. Do you know the meaning of this word? Yes, it means able to grow again. Third word is built. What does it mean? It means structured. Next word, gliding. Gliding means moving smoothly. Yes, you know the meaning of the next word, rapidly. It means quickly. Scans is the last word. It means looks at. Let's do comprehension. A. Discuss the answers to these questions. First question. Which book gives us information about the structure of birds' bodies? Yes, you know the answer. The book World of Birds gives us information about the structure of birds' bodies. Second question, which book gives information about different types of birds' wings? Yes, it's the book A Bird Watcher's Guide. It gives information about the different types of birds' wings. Third question, which book gives information about birds' feathers? The book How Birds Fly gives information about the bird's feathers. Fourth question, give an example of a bird that flies very fast. As we learned, peregrine falcon is a bird that flies very fast. Give an example of a bird that glides. Yes, we know albatross is a bird that glides. Last question, give an example of a bird that twists and turns. Kingfisher is a bird that twists and turns. Vocabulary. Antonyms. Remember, antonyms are words that mean the opposite. Yes, antonyms are opposite words. They give the opposite meanings of words. For example, fast and slow. Slow is the antonym of fast. Second example, maximum and minimum. Minimum is the antonym of maximum. Third example, broad and narrow. Narrow is the antonym of broad. But do you know some words do not have an antonym? For example, bird and glide. Let's answer the first question. A. Write an antonym for each of these words. First word is high. Do you know what is the antonym of high? Yes, it is low. Antonym of high is low. So the answer is low. Let's do part B. Copy this table. Write each word from the box under the correct heading and then write at least one antonym for each word that has an antonym. Let's look at the first word given in the box. It's many. Now you need to think many has an antonym or it does not have an antonym. Yes, it has an antonym. So you need to write it under the first heading has an antonym. Let's look at the second word given in the box. It's branches. Now you have to think whether it has an antonym or it doesn't have an antonym. Yes, it doesn't have an antonym. So you need to write it under the second heading doesn't have an antonym. Now you already know many is a word which has an antonym. Now you need to mention what is the antonym of Many. What is it? Yes, it's few. An antonym of many is few. Now look at part C. Look at your table from activity B. Write some sentences about what you notice. Here, you have to observe the words in the table from activity B and then write what types of words have their opposites. Now turn page number 40 of your workbook. Here you are given two activities. Part A, write 3 words in each box. Part B, choose 2 of the words with antonyms from activity A. Write the words and their antonym into 2 sentences. Now it's time for you to answer this exercise 2. Punctuation. Brackets for extra information. Sometimes we want to put extra information into a sentence. When the extra information can be taken away and the sentence still makes sense, we can use brackets. Look at this example. It makes use of thermals within brackets currents of warm air to lift it high in the sky. Here the sentence is it makes use of thermals to lift it high in the sky. Then the extra information is currents of warm air. We can take out the information in the brackets and the sentence still makes sense. So that's how to use brackets for extra information. Let's do part A. Say what extra information has been added to each sentence. As an example, number 1, a bird's wing within brackets made up of bones and feathers is a complicated arm. Here you need to find what is the extra information given in this sentence. Yes, the extra information of this sentence is made up of bones and feathers. Next, part B. Copy each sentence. Add brackets to separate the extra information from the main sentence. As an example, number 1, most gulls have wings long and narrow that are best for gliding. Here you have to write long and narrow within brackets. So the answer is most gulls have wings, open brackets, long and narrow, close brackets, that are best for gliding. Let's move on to part C. Add the extra information to each sentence. Number 1. Sentence: the feathers have to be tough and renewable. Extra information: to cope with knocks and bumps. Now you have to make the sentence by adding the extra information given here. Then the answer is the feathers have to be tough, open the brackets, to cope with knocks and bumps, close the brackets, and renewable. Let's turn page number 40 of your workbook. Here you are given an activity. Part A. Rewrite each sentence, adding the extra information in a suitable place. So, it's time for you to answer this question too. Spelling. OUGH words. The letter pattern OUGH can be a tricky one to use as it makes a number of different sounds. Look at these two examples. The feathers have to be tough enough to cope with knocks and bumps. Some birds have short wings to help them fly among the boughs of trees. Here, these words tough, enough, and boughs have the same letter pattern. There you can see letter pattern OUGH. Let's do part A. Match each clue with a word in the box. First clue is, this can happen if you are unwell. Now you have to select the correct word from the box. Yes, it is cough. Next, part B. Match a word in box 1 with a word that rhymes in box 2. Here, in the two boxes, you are given words that rhyme. You need to match them with the correct word. As an example, the word bought from box 1 rhymes with the word thought from box 2. Let's move on to part C. Write a definition for each of these OUGH words. As an example, number 1, bought and brought. Here, bought means obtained in exchange for payment. Brought means took or went with someone or something to a place. Let's turn page number 41 in your workbook. Here you are given 3 activities. Part A. Copy the OUGH words from the box that rhyme with the word at the top of each column. Part B. Each of these words has a homophone with the OUGH letter pattern. Write the OUGH word. Next, part C. Choose 3 homophone pairs from activity B and write a sentence using each pair. Now you can answer these 3 questions in your workbook itself. Grammar. Possessive pronouns and possessive adjectives. Some pronouns show ownership or possession. They are called possessive pronouns. Example, this bird book is mine. That bird book is yours. Here, both words, mine and yours, are possessive pronouns because they both show an ownership of the book. These are some other possessive pronouns. Mine, yours, his, hers, ours, theirs. Let's see what are the possessive adjectives. Possessive adjectives come before a noun and tell us who possesses or owns it. Example: this is my bird book. This is your bird book. Here, both words my and your are possessive adjectives. Here are some possessive adjectives: my, your, his, her, its, our, their. Part A. Copy the sentences and underline the possessive pronoun. As an example, first one is done for you. Is that bird book yours? Here, what is the possessive pronoun? Yours. The possessive pronoun is yours. So the answer is yours. Next, part B. Copy and complete each sentence with a possessive pronoun. As an example, first one is done for you. Here is my bird picture. Now you have to write a sentence using the correct possessive pronoun. So the answer is, this bird picture is mine. Next, part C. Use these possessive pronouns in sentences of your own. First word, mine. Now you have to construct a sentence using mine. You can say, those color pencils are mine. Now turn page number 42 in your workbook. Here you are given 3 activities. Part A. Underline the possessive pronoun in each sentence. Part B. Use a possessive pronoun instead of the underlined words in each sentence. Part C. Use each pair of possessive adjectives in a sentence of your own. Now children, you can answer these 3 exercises in your workbook itself. Writing. Bibliography. A source is where we get our information from. It might be a book, a magazine, or a website. It is very important to say where you got your information from. When you are researching a subject, keep a list of the books, magazines, and websites that you have used. At the end of your final draft, include a list of the sources. This is called a bibliography. Write your bibliography in alphabetical order using the author's surnames. Burke Rosemary, The World of Birds. Span Harry, How Birds Fly. Tiller Sam, A Bird Watcher's Guide. Question number 1. Here are some books that have been used to write a report on unusual insects. Write a bibliography to go with the report. Here you can see you are given some books which are used to write a report about unusual insects. So, you have to write a bibliography to go with the report. Question number 2. Choose an animal to research. Here are some suggestions. Tiger, B. Kangaroo, tortoise. Part A. Write notes on what you already know about the animal. Part B. Use your school library and the internet to find out more information. Part C. Keep a list of the books and websites you use, including the title and the name of the author. Part D. Use your notes to write a short report on the animal you have researched. Part E. Write a bibliography at the end of your report. Now turn page number 43 in your workbook. First question. Choose an animal to research. Here are some suggestions. Tiger, bee, kangaroo, tortoise. Part A. What animal have you chosen to write about? Part B. Make notes on what you already know. Part C. Do your research and make notes on new information. Question number 2. Make a bibliography. Author, book title or name of the website. Now children, you can answer these two exercises in your workbook itself. My dear children, now we have come to the end of our lesson. So, hope you all understood the lesson.